Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Security Guy TV at ISC West 2022 here at the radsecurity.com booth. My next guest, Mr. Michael Peveler. He's with AtlasIED.com. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Now, what's your booth number? I can't read my glasses, sir. 11121?
That's it.
Yeah.
11121.
You're in the sound business. Now,
Yeah.
I'm in the sound business.
Yeah,
I started
yeah.
as a podcast, right?
Right.
I've always been attuned to this thing. I wanted to be a DJ when I was a kid. I just love listening to things. 85% of what we learn is visual, but you know what? There's an audio component to
Absolutely.
the visual.
It's huge.
Right?
Huge.
What do you guys do? Because this is something that's kind of a niche in our business because everybody's focused on all the flashy bling stuff, but you got to have the sound.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been doing audio for 80 plus years.
80 years?
Yeah. So
would you have a wax gramophone or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. so people might know the name Atlas Soundelier. That was the original name. Yeah.
Okay.
See,
I do.
Recognition. Yeah. And then it became Atlas Sound, and now it's AtlasIED through some acquisitions and mergers. We're a family-owned company.
Wow.
We're private.
80 years. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Based out of Phoenix, Arizona is our corporate headquarters, but we also have a huge factory in Ennis, Texas, just south of Dallas. So we're an audio manufacturer. We really focus on giving a voice to the solution. And so, to your point, there's all these incredible video solutions. There's all this great video capture and analytics and data and everything that you see as you walk around the show. But our goal is to give that whole system a voice. So if security camera sees something, we want to be able to make an announcement to let them know that there's an intruder, right? We really do a lot of focus on mass notification and mass communication. And the idea is that once an incident is detected, right, whether it's a gunshot detection system that activates it, whether it's someone pressing a panic button, going to their VoIP phone or SIP phone and pressing a button, initiating, we want to make sure that every space is covered. So in an education example, the classroom, the hallway, but we also want to get the playground, the parking lot, the practice field, everything covered. And we've got 300 plus analog speakers. So explosion rated horns, big enough to go into a stadium horns, all the way up to just our simple, ceiling speakers. And then we've got our IP endpoints, which give us both visual and audio communications. And it's just focused on being really clear and really effective in making sure every space is covered.
Now, here's something very interesting about the sound business. When I first started doing this 10 years ago, nobody did what I did.
Yep.
And I did a podcast at first. And then I said, I'm gonna get on video instead. The podcast was, in a way, more popular.
Yep.
And people now listen to podcasts like 15 hours a day. My kids never turn on the radio in the car.
Right.
We're going backwards to sound.
That's right.
We really, really aren't. People say, oh, no, all this bling, 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 and TikTok. And I go, okay. But in the end, sound is an easier, more passive way to get information.
That's right.
I can engage my brain a little more visually and sound, but if I'm walking around and hear Danger Will Robinson, like from my little robot device that goes off here every day,
yeah.
I can do other things with my brain, because that uses two parts of your brain, by the way.
That's right.
The audio and visual in your brain.
That's right, yeah.
So this is a very significant component. Who are your core clients on this? I mean, I could see you guys been around 80 years. You got it 80 years ago, and then we went to visual, right?
Yep.
And who are people coming back to say, listen, let's enhance that audio. Let's get out here and make it back to basics in a way.
Yeah, so education is a huge market for us. Unfortunately, and I never want to sound like an ambulance chaser, but unfortunately, with what's happening in the world today, there's more and more need to make sure that we protect our students and staff, right?
Absolutely.
So K-12 and higher ed.
Yep.
The first goal is to protect the people that aren't near an active shooter, right? If we can get them behind a locked door, the statistics say they're safe, right?
That's right.
So the faster we can get that notification out to everybody through the entire campus in one moment, the better, the more effective and the safer they're going to be. And then we also try to do some things to create distraction in the local area as well.
Interesting.
To try to, loud noises that are reoccurring, to try to really get to the psychological side and affect accuracy and things like that.
What's that threshold level? 85 and your ears start hurting?
Absolutely.
And that's super effective for security deterrence.
Absolutely, yeah. So we can tie that, and then we can tie it into other solutions like lighting and other things to kind of become blinding and all. But so education's big, but we've recently got a lot of industrial activity. Coal-fired plants, manufacturing, a lot of that's moved back to the United States. The challenge there is that you've got a lot of people wearing big headphones.
Right.
We had an incident where an individual was unhappy with their boss and came in looking to shoot their boss and did, but no one else in the factory heard anything because they all had big earphones
right,
on.
okay.
So we needed not only to have louder audio, but we tie in flashers and various other things.
Right.
And so give to visual alert. So big push in industrial, a lot in healthcare. And we're even seeing it in the big corporate campuses as people go back to work.
I think this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Here's one thing I remember my whole life from childhood. The white zone is for the immediate loading and unloading of passengers only. No parking, please. That's from LAX.
So I don't
even know if they do that anymore.
Oh,
but
they do. So let me tell you. So AtlasIED has 80% of the large airports in the United States.
That's you guys. How cool.
Yeah. So you hear the same woman's voice when you land in most airports. We're talking LAX, O'Hare, any of the New York airports, DFW, Vegas, where we are, right? You hear that same woman's voice. That's Carolyn. She's one of our employees.
Now, who's the boss at your company?
John Ivy. Yeah, John Ivy's our CEO.
People tell me the Security Guy TV voice is kind of cool. So if you need any voicovers for some of this stuff, you guys let me know because I love to do it.
I love it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and about 60% of the big ones around the world.
See, you can, to that point, I've been conditioned to know when I go to any airport, don't do that, right?
Yeah.
Over slow process, because in the background, the sound gets in the back of your head and you remember the sound more than you remember the visual.
Yeah.
That's really good. Now, is this catching on in the security business in general? People that don't use audio, are they saying, maybe I should incorporate some sort of audio into my security solution?
Yeah, so our product that's geared specifically at this market grew 47.5% last year, over year. And the year before, which was the year we were all locked down, it grew 25%. So we're seeing really rapid growth in this space.
There's so much you can do. I mean, to your point about this shooter with the earphones, I drive across country all the time, and I just have to get my earplugs in, take out background noise, but I can hear other things, right?
Yeah.
So you can change frequency.
Yep.
So it doesn't have to be louder, but a different frequency will penetrate earphones, right?
Absolutely.
There's all kinds of things you can do.
And we see it with students, by the way. A lot of students wear headphones when they go to school. They work with headphones on. They have their heads down, headphones on, hoodie on. I mean, so the system has to be set up in a way to get their attention, right?
Here's an idea for you if you haven't come up with it already.
Okay.
Since people are doing that, everybody's wired in all the time, right? Are we looking at some technology that pops into the Bluetooth and uses existing audio devices to send out transmission?
Cool. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Remember The Dark Knight? Mr. Fox turns on all those cell phones.
Yeah, right.
When that came out, all my friends said, "Oh, it's not possible." And I go, "It is possible. It's going to happen." So, there's a thing where everybody's got a listening device or a broadcasting device in the world. What, 90% of people have a cell phone?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you come up with something like, besides a text notification, send a voice thing, I could see that making everybody safer.
Yeah, so we actually, and we partner with SingleWire, which is a huge communication solution, and we actually resell it, and we work directly with their team, and it gives us that off-premises notification. So kids sitting on their cell phone playing a game, and he's in the middle of an incident, it's going to take over the phone and take over the notification. So we really are trying to cover all of our bases, both on campus and off, so to speak.
Mr. Michael, give us your website.
www.atlasIED.com.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming on the show, my friend. Good luck to you. Let's stay in touch. This is a sound business I'm in.
I love it.
The video thing is just a bling bling, but I really like the podcast better. That's the way to go. Anything I can do to help you guys out, thanks a lot.
Thanks, sir.
Back in here at ISC West 2022 and SecurityGuyTV.com. All right, perfect.